Welcome to Sports Cards once again. In this video, I'm going to do a little bit of a recap of the top 25 highest selling cards I have sold on the COMC platform this year. So let's dig into it. So at number 25, we have this 2018 Panini Immaculate Collection, Karl Anthony Towns patch autograph red, numbered out of just 15. It's in a PSA 7, which is kind of gross, but it did sell for $82.90 in an auction. If these two numbers here are the same, that means it was in an auction on eBay. So that was back in January. At number 24, we have the Shaquille O'Neal Scoring Kings PSA 8. So this was actually a card from my childhood that I had graded and then sold it on COMC here. I kind of wish I'd kept it in retrospect because since that time, I've decided to start putting together the whole set except for the Jordan one because it's out of my price range. But I do really like that set. So that one sold for $83 also in an auction back in September. Number 23, we have the 2024 Michael Jordan card here. This is just a base card that would be like $1, but it comes with this game jersey, which even has a little bit of the tag on it. And this is an actual game used jersey. Beckett does these things occasionally. So I had sold this one for sale. Somebody just came through and bought it. This was not an auction. Somebody bought it on the same day that I had put it onto the system, like as soon as it went up for sale. So this one I did not make any profit on. This was just a returned item. I think I've talked to you about that in a previous video. This was one that sold on an eBay live auction. I think somebody overpaid for it, and I'm happy that they did. Not for them, but for me. So this is the Swirl-O-Rama Donruss rated rookie, sold for $89 on eBay auction. Next up, we have sold for $89.10. After the transaction fee, I get $83.65. This is the LeBron James and Julius Erving dual patch card emulation. I had actually bought this card at a local card shop here locally. It was graded. I knew it was graded that price, so I bought it at a SGC 7 price and sold it. Made a good profit on that one, actually. It was a good deal. I got that one for quite a good deal. Next one here, you might recognize this one from long ago. This one I had bought in China, brought it back across to America with me when I moved here. This is the Flawless out of 20 from 2021. This is the Steve Young Super Bowl Swatch Silver. That's a game-used material. I don't know if it was actually used in a Super Bowl. That would be pretty cool if it was. So that one also made a pretty decent little profit. Next up, we have this Wayne Rooney Chronicles Treasured Signatures numbered out of 215 that I sold for just under $100. So Wayne Rooney, big football name. That one sold quite well, made a nice profit. Next up, we have the Museum Collection. This one sold for just under $100 too. This is the Giannis Antetokounmpo Pinnacle Museum Collection rookie. That's a pretty cool card. I actually have two more of those ones now that I've just recently got, if you've seen any of my recent package openings. Here's a Bo Nix card that I had bought on the platform itself and then sent off to get graded, and it came back only as a PSA 7 Auto 10 University of Oregon jersey, which I had originally bought it because I kind of thought he was going kind of late, and I thought he was going to be a lot better than his draft pick. He's from Oregon, so I know this guy, and everybody around here is a fan of Bo Nix, so I went ahead and bought it. And when it got PSA 7, I was like, oh, I'm probably going to lose some money on that. But I actually did make a little profit, including the grading fees. I had put in $85.67 and sold it for $102. So made a tiny profit on a card that only graded PSA 7. So not too bad. Here's another one that I got in China. I think I got this one graded myself. I can't recall. I might be wrong on that. I made a little profit on that one. 77, 78 up to 102. That one also sold in an auction. Another one that sold in an auction, $105. This is the Jokic Select rookie. This is one I had bought raw and then went to grade it. It only got a PSA 6, but I still ended up making a profit on that one. It even after the grading fee, I had $97 into this and it sold for $121. So even at a PSA 6, I made a profit. This one is the Jordan Lawler autograph. I bought for $75, sold it for $126. Nice little profit on that one. This one here is I had bought for $52. I actually had bought this one for $30 and then sent it for grading for $22. And it came back as a PSA 10. And then I sold it in an auction for $129. So that was a nice flip, pretty quick flip too, you can see. I think this must be when I got it back from getting graded. I'm pretty sure I got that one graded. I don't think I paid $52. I'm pretty sure I got that one graded. I can't, I could be wrong. Here's another one. I think this is also one that I had got sent in for grading too. I bought it raw, sent it in for grading. It came back PSA 2, including the grading fees and the card. I had paid $94. Got $130 for it. Here is a PSA 7 Curry. I believe I had also sent this one in for grading, I think. And again, another one that only came back a PSA 7, which I was like, oh man, that's too bad. But still made a nice little profit on a PSA 7 when it sold for $139, just as a just buying it from the COMC platform. Here's a Jokic card. This is the Revolution Fractal, was it? Or is this just the base? Let me see, we'll say it here. Oh, the Nova. And I had bought that one for $127, sold it for $143 in an auction. So a tiny bit of profit, not much when you consider the seller's fees. Here's the Kevin Durant Topps Chrome. This is one I had sent from off the platform, and I can't remember if I got it graded on the platform. I think I did get this one graded on COMC. Came back a PSA 9, sold that one for $148 in auction. Here's a Tom Brady. I had also bought raw, sent this one to get graded, came back a PSA 8. This is the jersey patch there out of 75. That one also an auction. No, not an auction. I had bought that one for $114, sold it for $149, made a nice little profit. Next one, this Anthony Edwards. I had sent this one off to get graded myself. I remember that. I got a PSA 10. This is the Rookies Asia. I had particularly sent this one off to get graded because there's no way to really tell it was an Asia variation. I was like, this is like a more rare variation, and nobody's going to know when they look at it. So I got it graded. It came back a PSA 10. Made a nice little profit on that. Let's see, where were we? $150. So I made $42.50 when that sold back in April. This Kobe Bryant, this is another one of these encased ones. This sold on an eBay live auction. So this one does have a game-worn road jersey. I've sold a couple others of these through live auction since then, and then none of them got anywhere close to this kind of money. This sold for $151. Later on, when I sold the same card, it sells for like $30 or something like that. But this was back at that time when the eBay live auctions, the COMC's eBay live auctions, were going a little bit crazy for a period of time. So that was right in the midst of that. Here's a card I had bought for $221, sold on auction, and actually ended up losing money on this one. In retrospect, I wish I had just kept it. Jordan and Julius Erving, dual game materials. If I had found that one for sale for the price that I just sold it for, I totally would have bought it. So somebody got too good of a deal on that one. Here's another nice little profit one. This is another triple threads, numbered out of 99, Tom Brady patch. Just white, but still cool looking. Numbered out of 9. Oh, sorry, did I mention that? I thought it says 99, but that's actually 09. Numbered out of just 9, bought for $126, sold for a little over $200. And here's another Kevin Durant Topps Chrome. I think this is also one I had bought raw, sent it to get graded, came back a PSA 9, and then sold it for $214. And then my number one highest sale of this particular year is another card that I had got graded. So this one I had bought raw, a good price, on an eBay auction, I believe. Not an eBay auction, a COMC auction on eBay. And I sent it off to get graded, came back a PSA 9, ended up selling that one for $292 in another auction. So that was a nice one. That was a big flip right there. So that's kind of the highlight of the whole batch. So anyway, those were my top sales of 2024. If I just scroll down, you can see a few other nice ones. I mean, that's a nice flip right there, nice flip right here, nice flip right there. So, some of these higher end cards I actually find is where I'm making my best profit. I used to do a lot of really super low end flips, and I find that this range is actually where I can make the best flips in the range of like $30 to $200 cards. I can actually make the best profit sometimes in that range now. But when you lose $17, it feels a lot worse than if you're flipping a $3 card and you end up having to sell it for $2 and you lose $1. But the ones that you actually make a profit on, those are nice. So anyway, that's kind of my top 10, top 25 best sales on COMC of 2024.